Alright, hi guys. I found some evidence and some BS in the ABC documentary called A Killer on the 32nd Floor. And so we're going to start off with Las Vegas shooting, body-worn camera, LVMPD officer David Newton. It's called Untouched, 3 of 4. It was released in release number 1 on May 2nd, 2018. You can find it on the Las Vegas Shooting Archive channel. So we're going to start with this. It's about 9 minutes and 42 seconds in. We're going to see Newton and the gang walk into room 31135. So they're a floor below the shooter. And this is the room they take their pee-pee and water break in. But I found a couple things that was interesting that I hadn't caught the first few times I had seen this. You know, it's kind of helpful to go back, and look at things, months later, because you see new things. So anyway, we're going to get started here.
Police, police, police. Police, police, police. Metro Police. Metro Police.
Okay, so this is the room they go into. I'm going to jump forward a little bit. We're going to go to 11 minutes and 16 seconds.
This is the view that the floor above us has. It's the exact same rooms, exact same layout. So, yeah, the fairgrounds are right underneath us. I don't know what kind of gun is needed to break this glass, but
Anything. Any handgun will break it.
oh, there you go.
Okay, so right there the cop says it's a 5.56 or above from the sound. It's kind of hard to hear him right here, but that's what he says right here. Okay, and at 11:46, right there, he says, the security guard says, "Fucking Campos sucks." Fucking Campos sucks. So, and then we're going to jump forward 5 seconds to 11:53. And cop asks the security guard what he had seen.
Pretty sure somebody was on 29 to drop down because somebody was.
He says, "I'm almost positive nothing on the 29th." He says, "Are you almost positive there's nothing on the 29th floor?" Security says, "I'm pretty sure someone was on the 29th floor and dropped down because someone was coming out shooting on 29. And then as we were watching the stairwell, it looked like someone came down to 28, but I couldn't get over the radio." All right, Dave, plug in. I'm not sure what that means. But anyway, if you can hear it here, it's at 11:53 is where the security guard starts to say that comment that he saw someone come out.
Come on out shooting on 29. And then we were watching the stairwell and it looked like someone came down on 28. Oh. But I couldn't get over the radio. Alright, Dave, plug in.
So right there at the end he says, "Dave, plug in." I'm not sure what that means. So then, let's see here. We're going to go to 15:33, no, 14:50. Let's see if I can get around this stupid thing. Yep. Okay. Right here you can see the L bracket, and this officer walks past it and kind of rubs onto it. There's a pretty good shot of it. Again. So, and then another part I found interesting was right here. They've been in the stairwell here for a while now, quite a few minutes, and found it very interesting that the SWAT team that's up the hallway here has no idea that these guys are in here. He's asking who's at the end of the hall.
That's 592. That's 592.
Okay, so I found that interesting, that they didn't know that they were in that stairwell at the end of the hall. And then at 20:53, there's a big bright flash and a noise. Right there. What was that? So when you listen to all of this with headphones on, you can hear so much more, and that's how I got all of this, is by listening to headphones. So mainly I'm just pointing out the spots where you guys can, you know, hear with headphones what they're saying a little clearer, and maybe somebody can bring up, you know, has the technology of bringing up the sound so we can hear what's going on. But mainly this flash right here, you know, it seems like it's coming from the hallway direction. That right there. Not sure what that's about. And the sound sounds pretty distant. Now we're going to jump to 2222. And here, Bitsko and Newton are having a conversation. Bitsko's going to say, "You good?" Then Newton's going to say, "I don't know if he's still in there." Bitsko, "I think there's a shooter somewhere else." Newton, "The way the shots..." Bitsko, "Shh." Newton, "I don't know. He came out." Bitsko, "The suspect came out?" Newton, "Yeah, I know." So that conversation begins at 22:22. I'm not sure if we can hear it like this, but go ahead and get your headphones and, you know, check it out for yourself. So right there is where it stops, where Newton says, "Yeah, I know." So, and that's at 22:39. So the conversation doesn't last more than, you know, about 7-8 seconds. But, you know, what they're talking about is pretty crazy. 22:22, Bitsko, "You good?" Newton, "I don't know if he's still in there." Bitsko, "I think a shooter's somewhere else." Newton, "The way the shots..." Bitsko cuts him off. He says, "Shh." Newton, "I don't know. He came out." Bitsko, "The suspect came out?" Newton, "Yeah, I know." So, and then we go forward to 24:07. And if somebody can tell me, hold on. Oops. Yeah, what's going on back here? What is that? What is that? It looks really weird. Kind of looks like maybe a silencer, a fake mouse, a fake rat, a turd. I don't know. breaking baseboards for a 5-star hotel or a 4-star, who knows, the rating's probably gone down by now. Here's a good shot of our L bracket. So, I wondered just what was going on here. Looks like maybe a bullet or something laying there against the baseboard. So, anywho, we're going to move in. 2409. Okay, so 2440. So 24 minutes and 40 seconds. There's a guy talking in the background. He sounds pretty important. But he says at 2440, he's got some type of belt fed in his room. Okay, yes, enough said. So that's what he says in his conversation. He's got some type of belt fed in his room. Those are his words, not mine. So let's see if we can hear it. And then, by the way, there's some awesome, lovely Photoshop patches going on. I don't know if you can see that either. But if you, just pull up this Newton 3 of 4 video, and you can, if you pause it in certain areas, you can see the really awesome Photoshop job that they did. So, let's play that. He's got some type of belt fed in his room.
Okay. Yes. Discharge to see if we get any type of reaction. He's got some type of belt fed in his room.
He's got some type of belt fed in his room. So, let's see. Then we're going to jump to 2938. Sorry, these videos I make are not fancy. And not here for a popularity contest. Just trying to get the facts out. 2938. You can see the bullet holes in the door. When you see the bullet holes, notice that they are about door level. Doorknob-ish, so like kind of right above the doorknob. And then, there's a bunch of holes right here and a couple right there. So look at where, the level that they would be shooting. So kind of this white chair rail that runs along the whole entire hallway. So kind of keep that in mind. So as these bullets are flying out of here, they would kind of project. And then I would think, they could kind of go up if you were down here shooting upward. But primarily if you're a 6 foot tall man and you're shooting at this angle, I would think they would carry more in a downward position because you're shooting downward, from this angle. So, and that led me into, that was all from 3 of 4 David Newton Untouched. You can find it on the Las Vegas Shooting Archive channel. And then, so, because I was checking all that out, and I wondered, with these bullet holes in the door, what would they look like after they impacted a wall? So, I went to this pile of garbage, which is A Killer on the 32nd Floor, brought to you by MSM, Mainstream Media, ABC, All Better Charlie. Uh-oh. Why is that happening? Oops. Not sure what that was about. Anywho, okay. Let's see. I got a crap ton of notes. Let's go to 416. I'm going to show you the shots in the hallway.
Campos. I was struck and I went to get cover. I had to take a moment to realize what was going on.
Suddenly you're under fire.
Yes, I went to go lift up my pant leg and I saw the blood coming down.
Campos takes cover in this doorway alcove.
There's about a 2 feet indent It's enough to lean back.
His lion face. Anyway, let's see.
I can stay back.
312.
He radios for help.
Hey, that shot's fired in 32-135.
The shooter turns back to the concert goers below. Fires over to.
So in this girl's cell phone right here, it says 10:07 p.m. So their little narrative right here is off with the timeline. But I was trying to show you the shots. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, they're right down there. 25. That's what I wanted to look at, is the bullet shots. So we can kind of line them up with the shots in the coming out of the door of 32-135. Which, mind you, they're saying this is 32-135 down here. So, and he was shooting just above this chair rail that runs along. And, you know, in a standing position, he would have been shooting in a downward direction.
Until now. Jesus was coming here to check this door, which had been left ajar.
So, interestingly enough, too, she says that he's at 32-129, you know, checking the nanny door out. But then he hides by 117.
Or by a nanny who wanted to check on the kids across the hall. Chunks of.
So here's his shots down the hallway. And a lot of them are higher, much higher, you can see, than this chair rail. So, I don't know, maybe he was, you know, shooting up and down. Yeah, it's ugly art. Anyway, so, let's see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Wall are missing because it's been taken out as evidence.
So these are some pretty high shots. See how high this drywall is taken out? And if you're shooting through a door, you know, about this height, would you be hitting crap up here? Alrighty, let's see here. Okay, so at 4:16, Campos says that he was shot through the door.
I was struck and I went to get cover. I had to take a moment to realize what was going on.
Hold on, I got a problem with my dog. See if I can pause this. She's coughing up a storm. Anyway, alright, so Campos.
Like you're under fire.
Yes, I went to go lift up my pant leg and I saw the blood coming down.
Campos takes cover in this doorway alcove.
There's about a 2 feet indent. It's enough to lean back and stay back.
312.
He radios for help. Fires through the door and at.
Okay, so here's the timeline that they're showing us. And why on earth Campos goes to the 30th floor, then walks up the stairs through to the 32nd floor, finds a door that's locked, can't get into the stairwell. Then he goes back up another flight of stairs to 33. So that's a whole lot of up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs for a chubby guy. Anyway, but then he drops back down from 33 to 32, you know, and at no point does he call to, you know, engineering and let them know that the L bracket's on the door until much later. So, let's see, where does he according to their timeline. This is where he uses the house phone to call engineering, is at 10:06. So he found the jammed door at 9:56. So that's 20 minutes. Oh, wait. No, that's 10 minutes. Sorry, my bad. 10 minutes of fiddle farting around where he could have been calling engineering way back here 10 minutes ago at 9:56. Should have called engineering to let them know about the L bracket on the door, or that he couldn't get in the door. So that is one issue. We're going to go to this. And he says again, take a look. It says he was being shot at, you know, not quite 10:07. So 10:06 and some change is when Campos says he was shot at. So, but if we go to, my goodness, my dog. Sorry, she has a collapsing trachea. So that's why she keeps doing that. And she's 14 and a half years old. So I'm just glad she's living another day. Anyway, alright, let's see. Oh my goodness. I might have to let her outside. Alright, so we're going to go to Mr. Visual. And we're going to take a look at where everybody thinks that Campos was being shot at, which is in the taxi cab video, Corey Langdon taxi video. Her recording begins around 10:09 p.m. And let's listen to that.
It sounds like automatic gunfire.
We don't know what the fuck is going on right now. Shots started ringing now.
So there's the distant shots. Okay, and there's 20 of them. So Campos and Chuck, or Lombardo, one of the three, said that he was shot at like 200 times. So I only count, and you can count along with me, right down here, and I only count 20 rounds being shot at Campos, if this is when Campos got shot at. But it doesn't line up with Chuck being shot at either, because they both say that we're shot at different times. First, Campos gets shot at, and then a few minutes later, Chuck gets shot at. So neither one of them line up with the time of these distant shots that we're hearing in this video.
Shots started ringing now.
Now it sounds like it's coming from farther away.
You alright, babe?
Those were exciting. They're Route 91 for the past 3 fucking days.
Alright, so you hear the taxi driver say that is further away. So, and everybody's like, oh, that's when Campos is being shot at. That's why it sounds further away, is the shooter turned and walked back towards the door, entry hallway door, and shot down the hallway at Campos, and that's why they sound further away. Well, if that was the case, then why does the timeline say that Campos was shot at 10:06? You can clearly see the distant shots are at 10:10, and there's about 20 rounds of them.
Shots started ringing now.
Now it sounds like it's coming from farther away.
So there's 11, 5, and 4. 11 rounds, 5 rounds, then 4 rounds. So that's 20 rounds of the distant shots where the cabbie says they're coming from further away. Campos's timeline says otherwise. Says he was being shot at 10:06. So somebody's full of crap. Either ABC, Campos. Oh, it's either ABC or Campos. My dog! Gigi, come here. Come here. Alright, she's not coming either. Alright, so, and you can see here on the timeline. Oh my goodness. She's gonna keep coughing. Sorry about that, guys. So Campos takes cover because he was being shot at 10:06, between 10:06 and 10:07. And Shuck takes cover right over here. Oh, Jesus. Between a little after 10:11. So those faraway shots cannot be at Shuck or Campos because according to their timeline, just couldn't be that way because the taxi video was clear in stating that he was being shot at 10:10. Or not shot at, but the distant shots were at 10:10. So, and according to their timeline, Shuck is being shot at just after 10:11. Oh, this damn thing. It keeps doing that. Okay. So those distant shots we're hearing on the cabbie video cannot be the shots at Shuck or Campos. Because they say they were being shot at 10:06 and 10:11. Sorry, going through my notes here. So, let's see. Okay. So that was the main part I wanted to show you. Now I'm going to go back through. Go through some other things. Alright. So, let's see here. We're going to do this. Sorry, I'm not really reading the comments. I'll go back through later when I'm done with this and it's not too incredibly long. I will answer some questions maybe. Alright, so the commentator, news person talking about the bridge.
Two active shooters.
The echo of gunfire through.
Two active shooters.
The echo of gunfire through the strip leads to mistaken reports of shooters. The echo of gunfire through the strip.
Okay, so we're going to talk about this bridge. As you can see, there's a crap ton of ambulances and cops. A lot of crap going on in the road in this picture. So I know that there was a guy in the panic. Okay, so we got a guy going batshit crazy on the bridge right here. And you can hear the 911 calls, which I'll play for you. But there was such a panic on this bridge that everybody went running like crazy. Sorry, not that direction. They went this direction. And they went running like crazy. And in such a panic that a guy got pushed off of this bridge and landed over here in this area on some tables and broke his neck. So you don't just, have a mild panic and shove somebody off a bridge, over some false 911 calls. So I'm going to play the 3 911 calls that talk about the bridge. We've got call number 573. There we go.
23:07 and 18 seconds. 911 emergency.
We're fighting. Calm down, sir.
calm down. Where are you?
Hiding. They made it to 2013. It's a big corner by the New York. We're in the sports New York.
Hold on. Do you see who was shooting?
We did, but we ran fast. Well, I didn't think anybody was shooting until I thought they were making nothing. So they jumped off the bridge, so they're coming from other locations. The cops clearly don't know about it. Please,
hold on. Slow down. Did you see what the person looked like?
They're fucking narrow, obviously. I don't know. I have no idea.
Did you see were it dark clothing or anything?
And they're just dressed like something normal with jeans and shit. They're fucking.
Color shirt, what color jeans, and how many people?
I don't know. They're jumped up. I didn't think what happened, but so and then.
Yes. Sir, calm down, please. I can't understand you, okay? So please tell me, what color shirt and pants?
Honey, I don't know. So I just tell you where we are. Just fucking get this out.
We are. There's multiple active shooters tonight. I'm so sorry. Please stay calm, okay? Is anyone around you injured?
Anybody injured?
Hello?
No one's injured.
No one's injured around you, okay? But you're in the sports book, right?
Yeah. Can I tell you something? Some people are walking around. They have no idea what's going on. You should tell the casinos to shut the fucking music off and tell people to fucking get out of here.
I understand.
Okay, there's a music on like it's a fucking party.
We just got the call. Blue will handle it. I promise you. Okay.
Yeah, but you better get.
How many people? Did you see how many people were shooting?
Okay, when I look back, I see my girlfriend come back. When I look back, one of them jumped over the stairway to the bridge, and he then reloaded his gun. And he clearly had a problem with it. When I saw that, I ran, and then one shot went down to the ground or something, and then everybody ran. Some people already had seen me. Started running. I didn't know why they're running. So stupid. But they clearly where the barricade was away, sort of. So remember, they away from New York. That's the way that the cops were. All the cops gave us right that corner. They clearly made it.
Okay.
They clearly made it past them. They came over the bridge to the other side. Now it's working for something.
Okay.
Just shut the fuck up.
Okay.
People are here.
Okay.
Here, there's more of them.
All right. So I need to take.
Let me say something else. Just stop typing. But I'm telling you that at the front of the New York, when we would go out to eat, every cab driver was saying no. And there's two very fucking shady looking cars all over the fucking place. So there's probably more than ink and more than anything. Nobody. Okay, they fell out.
Okay. We have multiple calls. I'm sorry. Okay. Just stay calm and please.
Okay. So he's kind of hard to understand, but what he says is and again, use earphones, and you got to kind of, if you're writing it down, write a few words, then replay it, make sure you heard what, you just wrote down. So anyway, he says he saw shooters jump over the wall to the bridge by New York, New York. They're hiding in the sports store. They made it past the police. They're fucking Arabs. Shot one shot, then we ran. So, and then he gives a, crazy description. They're wearing jeans, but, there's not much more there. And then, we're going to jump to another bridge call, which is 593.
The restaurant. October 1, 2017, 23:09 and 16 seconds. 911 emergency, Crips 15955. Do you need police, fire, medical?
Police.
To which address? Sir?
New York.
You're at the New York, New York. Which room number are you at?
There's an active shooter right on the bridge.
On the bridge?
Yes, the New York Shore.
Do you know, is it the bridge that goes towards Excalibur or the one that goes towards MGM?
Is it on the bridge? The actual bridge or the fifth bridge? Okay, the bridge that goes to the Excalibur.
Okay, can you see him?
No, we are inside the restaurant Saki Rock in the park.
Okay. So that guy says there's an active shooter on the bridge of New York, New York, going to Excalibur. Then we've got one of my favorite 911 calls. Not that any of them are good. They're all crazy. Anyway, but the way this guy describes the situation really makes me laugh. Because he says he's going batshit crazy. I'm going to read the comment first and then let you listen to it. He says, I'm at the Cosmopolitan on the balcony right across from the area, is what he calls it, sign, there's a guy going batshit crazy with a gun, shooting on the bridge. People are dropping like crazy.
What's the name of the restaurant?
SAKEROK.
Okay, Sake. Okay, and what's your name, sir? How many people are with you? 20?
Yep.
Okay, if you can shut and lock any doors, shelter in place. Has anyone been shot where you're at?
No, but we do the restaurant and people are running from the door to the rest, and we have,
Okay. All right, so what I want you to do, sir, is just shelter in place and stay low and stay safe until we can come get you. Do not come out until an officer...
Nope, 6:53. Sorry. Playing the wrong one. It's 6:53. So this is the one that says he's going batshit crazy with a gun on the bridge.
2,000 seconds.
Yes, hi. I'm staying at the Cosmopolitan. I'm standing on my balcony, and I am in Las Vegas, right across from the Airy sign. And there is somebody going batshit crazy with a gun on the bridge right across from the Airy sign.
Do you know the description of the male?
I can't see that far down, but we're literally hitting the concrete.
Yeah. All right. What's your room number, sir?
I am...
So, batshit crazy with gun on the bridge. Alright. And then, let's see, where are we going now? We got this. Let me go back to this one. This pile of garbage. Okay, there's our bridge shot. Not sure if that's the same bridge, but there sure is a lot of activity and a lot of debris in the road. And then, let's see, we got 18. Let me go back. Okay.
An unimaginable cache of weapons.
Okay. So right here, this is room 134. This is the second room they breached. So this is a closet, obviously. And we've got this black area here. Guess it's the wall. And then it looks like we got another closet door. So I'm not sure, because you can kind of see an iron and an ironing board. And then another door. So anyway, wondering what... keeps going crazy. I don't know why. Anyway, wondering what these black marks are here on the wall. I mean, white marks on the black wall. It kind of looks like bullet strikes. Could have been the 3 rounds that the officer shot. You know, when the breach happened, there was 3 rounds that went off. So there's 1, 2, 3 marks there on the door. Looks like double closet doors, which I don't remember seeing prior, but anyway, that's why you go back and look at things. But the door that they knocked down, the breach door, should have been laying here on the floor in this picture. And it's missing the door and everybody was trampling through the room, yet the sandals are still sitting there and, you know, like a position like somebody just took them off. We've got this debris right here, not sure what that's about. And then in the other photo we see a white pillow here in this chair. I'm going to play this for a second. So here, I'm checking out the position of the food cart, and in the pictures from when they were walking showing you the bullet holes in the wall at 2225, this looks like the same area, because notice this fire hydrant or fire hose, fire whatever box that's going on here, and then this other doohickey looks like a light for the fire alarm. So, in the food cart, or the cart that, you know, the cameras were set up on, is now pushed in this area where they were showing you the bullet holes in the wall. Let me go back to that. So, 22, 25, 25. So, here.
About never seen until now. Jesus was coming here to check this door, which had been left ajar by a nanny who wanted to check on the kids across the hall. Chunks of wall are...
So, see, again, the fire hose box deal and the light. So, the food cart is positioned right here in this area,
are missing because it's been taken out as evidence.
which is in front of 32131. So let me show you the position of the food cart again. Take a look at this. Notice these things right here. And the position of the food cart is there. So again, fire hose, contraption dealio. Just really weird where that food cart's at now in this shot.
Alright, everything's okay. He's dead, okay?
So now we're gonna jump to 20 minutes.
Been far away, exposing the fact that nowhere is too far from his perch high up and...
Oh, crap.
Deadliest mass shooting in American history.
Okay, you've all seen this lovely window shot. Not from the flare of the helicopter that was flying around that night, but the next day. This is supposed to be a shot inside the room. And it looks like bed over here, floor area possibly, and then another bed. So there's this big black thing laying here, and it looks like a pillow right here, and yeah, it just doesn't look the same. Where are the guns at in this shot? You know, the guns that were laying on the bed. All pretty, laying there like they were on display at a gun show. Anyway, let's see, we're gonna go to this 2244 ish.
That I'm grateful they saved my life.
Okay, so the guys that saved her life, that's the girl that got shot in the head, and you can find it in body worn camera number 6 of 15. Wait, no, number 6, 15. Nope, I don't have it. Let's do this. We're gonna gear. Over here. Gonna get my history here. Now we're gonna look for body worn camera number 6. These are so not fancy. Nope, that's not it. Where are you? Crap. Okay. Huh. Okay. I thought it was in there. Guess I didn't look for it today. We'll just go find it this way. And of course, my amazing source for a lot of information, Las Vegas Shooting Archive. He totally rocks. We're gonna just search for 60015. See if that gets anything good. Nope. Let's go to body worn camera number 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 5. I should have been more prepared with this one. We'll just go with this way. Number 6. And also, the reason I want to show you this one, this is the girl that's shot in the head that the police, you know, in that ABC video, they're telling you how they saved her and was amazed that she survived. And one, she's doing really good for somebody who got shot in the head. Doesn't seem to have any real issues with recovery from that injury. But there's a crap ton of people who say, oh, there's no blood, or nobody was shot, or they think it's fake. Now, the actions of the police kind of make it seem like it's fake, because it doesn't seem like it's very urgent to them at all. Like, you know, thousands of people are being shot at. So, let's see. Camera number 6. And this is where they're racing her to the hospital. And if anyone thinks that this is fake, and her name is Giovanna Calzadias, and at 13:03, her husband says her name. He says, "Stay with me, Giovanna." Anyway, so I'm gonna go to that. He also says he's a cop.
Can we get more? One more person. I don't know if we can put another one in there. Hey, keep moving, keep moving. Everybody, keep going. Close that door.
I'm going to fast forward this a little bit. It's just a whole lot of going to the hospital. So here at the end, you'll see the blood on them.
What's that?
Okay, so that is body worn camera 6 of 15. And that's the girl that gets shot in the head. This is fake. They can go fly a kite. So, and then we're gonna move on to back to the ABC garbage. There it is. There we go. And we're gonna look at 2335. And this is where they start telling the paddock CCTV narrative.
In the days after the shooter, 64-year-old Steve.
Okay, this is the most photoshopped picture I've ever seen in my life. I did photography. I started when I was 15, had my degree by the time I was 18, because I had really strict parents. And then I had my own business, and I did photography for almost 20 years. So I don't really do a whole lot of technical stuff, but I do know Photoshop. I learned it back in the late 80s. So it was, with film, lighting, technique. You had to shoot things right the first time. But then, as it evolved, I got into the digital side of things and photoshopping. And yeah. Just everything about this photograph. I don't know why my screen keeps going out like that. But anyway, the way his ear is really sharp right here. It's a straight line going up and down. You can see the Photoshop of it. It's not a smooth shaded line like this up here. You can see the straight line. And then, easy Photoshop tool. Let's go around, give it a little curves. But, again, not the right shadowing in this photograph. For a real photograph, it looks like it was cut and pasted into this image. You got this weird anomaly happening over here off the side of his head. This is everybody's favorite shot because you can see the 13 on his neck, which I just think is, wrinkles or shading or, who knows, somebody might have photoshopped a 13 in there just to get all the conspiratorial people going, like us. Anyway, but, again, you can see it over here on the edge where, they photoshopped Mary Lou into the picture. Just everything about this photograph is photoshopped. You can see, like yellow blotchiness here on his cheek. So, and we're not even going to get into his ears because, you know, in the pictures of him laying on the ground, one, you don't see any tissue in his ear, and two, the earlobe is not attached here as you see in all these other photographs.
Paddock, a retired accountant and real estate investor, at one point a net worth of just over $2 million.
Again, good shot of his ear. You can see it's connected.
But the scale and scope of what he did and how he did it remained a mystery. September 25th, 2017, sorting the hotel.
He was a very typical type of individual.
No alarm bells going off. Paddock checks.
Okay, so I don't know how many of you watched my other video I made on my Angelica Gretchen channel, but I named the video Update 1/16/19 Las Vegas Shooting, Stuff I Question, Timestamp Discrepancies, and It's an Air Unit. Because the officer says it's an air unit over the radio, but not many people caught that. So here, you're going to see that they're going to tell you the time he was in the store. And I did a video about him being here at the counter and then going into the store with this red, you know, here at the counter he's got the red bag, which they're telling you happens first, and then he goes into the store. But that's a bunch of bullshit, because he gets the red bag in the store and not at the counter here. Here, let's watch this.
Into a suite on the 32nd floor, and he's given the VIP treatment, allowed to bring his luggage up through a service elevator.
He just looks like a middle-aged guy.
Allowed checks into
The lowest risk type of individual.
no alarm bells going off. Paddock checks into a suite on the 32nd floor, and he's given the VIP treatment, allowed to bring his luggage up through a service elevator.
He just looks like a middle-aged guy with a lot of luggage going up to a room.
In the Mandalay Bay, September remained a mystery. September 25th, 2017, security camera footage captures Paddock arriving at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino 6 days before the attack. He's a high roller, a regular at the hotel.
He was a very typical guest. He was, in our estimation, the lowest risk type of individual.
No alarm bells going off. Paddock checks into a suite on the 32nd floor, and he's given the VIP treatment, allowed to bring his luggage up through a service elevator.
He just looks like a middle-aged guy with a lot of luggage going up to a room.
In the Mandalay Bay, a sprawling metropolis of restaurants, nightclubs, and over 100,000 square feet of gambling, he is only one man in a sea of thousands. Over the course of the next 6 days, under the ever-watchful eyes above, Paddock moves about the hotel, where he's known to gamble tens of thousands of dollars at a time. He can be seen playing the slots, making a purchase at the resort shop.
Okay, here it is. So the time that they're saying is 22:06 and 57 seconds. So in this video, they're telling us that this is the CCTV time of 22:06 and 56 seconds.
Shop and leisurely.
So in that store, that's where he gets the red bag. I'm going to go to my video and show you. In their time, it says
Hotel, where he's known to gamble tens of thousands of dollars at a time. He can be seen playing the slots, making a purchase at the...
Okay, right there, 22:06. You see it. This is my video that I made, but I didn't change any of the timestamps, that's for sure. So he's at the counter here with his red bag at 23:10. And in this video, and the reason I made the video, is he gets the red bag at the store. But they're telling us he was at the counter first and then he went to the store. But that's not possible because of the red bag. You know.
Red bag in hand. Now he's in the store. No red bag.
Less than 8 seconds later, he does not have a red bag in his hand.
So, and there's the timestamp. 23:10 and 15 seconds in the original video. But in the ABC video, they changed the time to fit their narrative. Internet dropped out. Alright, so now we're going to jump to 25:27. So, Jesus Campos came to check on the door, left open by a nanny at 30, she's in room 32-129, in 32-132. She leaves the door open to check on the kids across the hall.
Now, Jesus was coming here to check this door, which had been left ajar by a nanny who wanted to check on the kid across the hall. Chunks of wall are missing because it's been taken out as evidence because shrapnel and bullets were flying down this hallway, shot from all the way in the other end. And as we get closer to where down this hallway, shot from all the way in the other.
So these bullets were whizzing past the nanny's room, and she had her door open, you know, propped open. That's the whole reason Campos was up there. So if the door was propped open and these bullets are striking right past her door, right near her door, then how come we don't have any kind of a statement from the nanny, you know, saying that she could, you know, ran back and forth or was in the hallway when the shooting was happening, you know, because I just can't imagine your door being open and you not going and running across the hallway, run across and save them babies, or baby. So you're just gonna leave your door open and the kids in the other room while shooting's going on? Where's protective services in that act?
As evidence because shrapnel and bullets were flying down this hallway, shot from all the way in the other end. And as we get closer to where the shooter was hiding out, you can see more of the debris, more of the drywall, more of the soot. Behind this door, investigators would find 24 weapons, ranging from AR-15s
okay,
with
so
bump
we're gonna go
stocks
to
AR-10s with
25:34.
alive. Lying down this hallway because it's been taken out as evidence. Lying down this hallway,
Yep.
shot from all the way.
Okay, so at 25:34, you're gonna see them use the same image twice, but they're gonna reverse the image so that it looks more epic than what it is. So 25:34.
Kids across the hall. Chunks of wall are missing because it's been.
Okay, so here she's facing, notice again the fire hose, you got the flashy light thingy, and then this big white square mark around the square. Okay, take a look at all of this, because then they're going to flip it around and make it look more epic.
Been taken out as evidence.
There it is, just reversed. Again, round, hose door, lady thing. Same shot.
The kids across the hall. Chunks of wall are missing because it's been taken out as evidence.
And there it is. So they just showed the same image reversed in the next frame. So 25:40.
Shrapnel and bullets were flying down.
Having problems with my screen. Okay. So 25:40.
Down this hallway, shot from.
Okay, so wanted to freeze frame this shot because this is where the nanny is supposed to be. So she was in. Let me see my notes because I don't want to be guessing. Oh yeah, nanny was in 32-129. So this is where the nanny was, and this is the door that was propped open, and the babies are across the hallway over here behind me. But anyway, you can see there's bullets striking right outside of this propped open door. And this is the nanny door that was propped open, the door that Campos came for the hot SOS. Came to check out why the door was open. So you got all these bullets striking right outside of your door, which is open, and you got babies. I don't get it. What's up with that? So, 2607.
But he still had.
Alright. Never noticed this chunk of wood over here on this side of the couch and chair. So the breach would have happened way over here. You know, way over here. So this chunk of wood is way over here. So it would have had to come past the wall that's here. You know, well, over there. There's a wall there. It would have had to travel all the way over here to there. And we can see in the explosive breach and the damage that's done to that door afterwards, it did not make the wood from the door explode all the way back here. Not to mention all these, you know, lovely chunks of wood that are all over the place here, but something wooden exploded in that room. Yeah. So, one more little thing now. And then I'm going to compare some shots. Alright, 2644. This is for you lovely Illuminati folks. I just thought this was entertaining because this guy is funny.
To say welcome. We're glad you're here. That's our first responsibility.
Alright, Illuminati hand signal. Illuminati confirmed. Anyway, I'm not even going there. Okay, so just a couple facts. 929, he checks into room 134 using Mary Lou Danley's name. So, you know, I don't know how many hotels you can check in with somebody else's ID. I don't know. Maybe in this one, if they know him a lot. Anyway, he has 21 suitcases in total, and he wired 150 to the Philippines, and none of that set off any alarms. Cool. Okay. $26. Right there. Let's go back. Okay. So, I want to look at something else. That. This. I'm gonna go look at some pictures. Sorry, I got my kids' pictures and stuff in here too. But I want to look at these. We're not gonna go scrolling through like I did that one night. Showing craziness. Alright, so these are the new release that was released about a week or so ago. In their final release. Number one, as a photographer, these are the worst crime scene photos I've ever seen. They're blurry, they're out of focus, you know, really horrible lighting, really terrible pixelation, you know, and just overall poor quality photographs. They need to hire a new crime scene photographer. But there's a close-up shot of the guns. I'm assuming maybe this dark pillow is the one we saw laying in the window shot, you know, the helicopter shot shooting into the window. We don't see any guns on the bed or a glove. I'm going to go to the next one. These are just new ones, so I'm just kind of looking at them. So here's our blue snorkel tube that is running over this direction. So it's going over here. And he was shooting over here. So he was shooting up this way, you know, up and around here. But yeah, the snorkel tube's going over here. And those are the boxes of bullets that were loaded in the hotel room with Mary Lou Danley's fingerprints on them. And if any of us would have done that, we would be sitting in jail today. But for some reason, they just let her go.
The soot behind this door, investigators would find 24 weapons.
Go back.
Eyewall, more of the soot behind this door, investigators.
You gotta be quick. Alright, there's all this wood debris from something exploding, you know, to the degree that, you know, in that last shot, or the one shot I showed you, you know, there's a big chunk of wood under the table. But it's more on this side of the table than over here, because you can't see it from this angle. So if you're shooting it from this angle, which in that other photograph, it's being shot from this angle. So this blue snorkel tube is hooked to a cooling fan that is over here mounted to the 135 door, bedroom door. So this blue snorkel tube is long enough to kind of wrap around here, but it kind of stops just beyond this white table. You know, gone, and it's looped around that suitcase, and then it goes over here. So the length of the snorkel tube, there's no way it would have reached over here, and then from him to be running from this window all the way back behind him, gazillion feet away, you know, with this blue snorkel tube in his mouth. The tube itself is just not long enough. So my theory on this is that he was asleep in his bed over there in room 135. Somebody hooked this fan device with this tube to the door, which is, you can see in some photographs. So they hooked it to the door, and it's on the outside of the door. So if you close the door, it's going to be mounted here on the outside of the door. So if you open the door, now the snorkel tube can go reach the person laying on the bed in room 135 bedroom. So snorkel tube is now put in his face, in his mouth as he's sleeping. You know, he inhales some kind of diazepam, and diazepam is the prescription that they found in his system, and he also had a prescription for it. So diazepam, I don't know, chloroform possibly, you know, gas the guy while he's already passed out, sleeping, or drug him, you know, make him pass out, and then put this hose with some kind of gas to keep him asleep. And then once he's good and asleep and you know he's out, haul his ass over here to these chairs that you push together. So haul him over here, and then, you know, again, the snorkel tube will definitely reach this area here. You know, keep him good and asleep, do what you got to do, get it all planned out. Then, you know, after you're done doing your shooting, you know, take your body out of here and throw him on the ground. You know, stage the room, throw some guns around, tra-la-la. So, just the way these guns are all thrown a strew all over the room, even looks like some crap sticking out of the couch here, possibly a magazine. Who knows? The way the curtains pulled back, you know, and the way the guns are all over the room. If your whole intention was to go shoot as many people as you possibly could with thousands of rounds of bullets, then don't you think you would have stacked it all nice and neat over in this area? You know, I get maybe, okay, stack them all in this chair, you know, but just the way they're tossed all about makes zero sense to me.
Would find 24 weapons.
So again, the wonderful wood under the, You know, you got debris wrapped all the way around this bar. So, you know, explosive breach right here, a little bit of boom, you know, but how this debris got all the way over here and then under that white table and then all the way in the corner, and there's a crap ton of it all the way over here in this corner.
Wall, more of the soot. Behind this door, investigator.
So, see all the debris, all the wood. You got wood all over here, got wood over here, and a shit ton of wood over there.
Would find 24 weapons, ranging from AR-15s with bump stocks to AR-10s with armor.
So this room again looks like bullet strikes over here on the wall. Double closet doors. Where's the door? And the door fell down on top of these shoes, but yet they're not moved.
Piercing bullets, which are legal to buy.
So the stiffness of his feet, almost, you know, straight out. You know, his arms straight down to his sides, fists clenched. It all looks like rigor mortis.
But illegal to sell. He fired more than a...
So just as Officer Newton, well, one of the guys in the stairwell with Officer Newton says, you know, there's a belt-fed weapon in that room. You know, it definitely sounds like a belt-fed weapon. Excuse me. And the reason I say that is because of Mr. Visual's video, which I used to do a paddock reenactment. I think they're all gone. Anyway, here's the blue snorkel tube again. You can see it coming down between the chair and the suitcase. And it looks like it's wedged down in there pretty good. Not like he was running around the room with it. And it kind of goes off this direction and ends. So, yeah. And then he's got a pretty little white bow tied onto the handle. Like a girl did it. Girls tie bows. I don't know. Some guys might tie a ribbon too. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. So, okay. I think that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to look and see what kind of questions we got. You know, and if that door breach was such a major explosion that it made this wood explode all over the room, then, you know, and make the fire alarms go off, how come the fire alarms were not going off while Pat was shooting down the room? Still a mystery to me. So, here, let's go see what we got for questions. And I've been on here for a little over an hour. I'll try to end this soon. Oh, you know what I'll do? Let's go over here. Switch count. Boop. Go to me. Boop. And I can read the questions better. Oops. Nope. Alright, let's see. I wonder why my thing keeps doing that. That's so weird. Nope, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I just wanted to tell everyone that I am aware of all of the gossip and bullshit and bashing and bullying and back and forth garbage, you know, with several of the channels. And I am not here for that. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm not involved in that. I am terribly sorry that anyone ever had to go through any of that name calling. You know, everybody has a right to their own opinion and their own view. That's why we're in America. Except for Alan Dion. He's in Canada and he should stay there. Anyway, but oh, I wanted to see. Oh, wait. There I am. I'm live. But let me do this, and I'm gonna pull up the live chat. So
But let me do this,
see
and
your
I'm gonna
comments.
pull up the live chat.
Let me turn down the volume. Okay, let's go over here. Alan Dion, my favorite person. He's my biggest fan. I'm just gonna. Wow, Alan Dion, you're so full of shit. Show me something. I point just like 10. Huh. That's so funny. I know, that's just because I'm tired and it's late and I didn't feel like getting all fancied up. So I got no makeup on because I'm about to go to bed. I wish Sprinkles would sell t-shirts. I'd buy some. God. Respect is something you definitely do not know how to do. Yep. See, that's what I'm talking about. 67 Fox Charlie and Alan Dion. I have a right to my opinions, just like you, but I will not be bullied. And I don't feel anyone else here should be bullied. So, I'm just going to ignore Alan Dion and 67 Charlie. Because they're not very nice people in general, it seems like. And that's okay. I'm not here to make friends. I don't give a rat's butt if I'm popular. Because I am popular enough in my real life. Woodproof door was blasted and not kicked in like I heard. Yep. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, not a whole lot of productive chat there. It just seems like I got a bunch of narrative huggers. So go hug your narrative and leave us alone to our investigating. That's all I gotta say, guys. And hopefully this, was a little bit of enlightenment. I think it was pretty interesting because, mainly the little conversation that they were having in the stairwell on Newton's body camera. One officer in the background, and then that's all I got. It looks like some buffering. I'm tired. You guys have a great night. Thank you for watching. Keep investigating. Maybe someday we'll find the truth. Have a good night.